Hi, my friends. Today I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it.
The boardroom door slammed behind me, a gunshot of sound that made the polished floor vibrate under my shoes. Father stood at the head of the table, jaw tight, eyes hard as flint, and in his hands the weight of my world. "I've made a decision," he said, voice sharp enough to slice through the murmurs of clients and colleagues alike. He slammed a folder onto the table, the papers skittering like frightened birds. "You are suspended from work for 20 days. The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. A cold hush fell over the room. Colleagues exchanged uneasy glances. Clients shifted in their seats, sensing the injustice before them. Father's eyes moved to Ember. "Until you apologize to your sister, there will be no return." Ember leaned back in her chair, smugness written across her face like a trophy. "Finally," she whispered under her breath, loud enough for only me to hear. I felt my chest tighten, the sting of disbelief and humiliation mingling with the familiar ache of betrayal. But I swallowed it down, forcing my face into a calm I didn't feel. Panic would make me weaker. Rage would make me predictable. I clenched my fists under the table, nails digging into my palms. "You can't be serious," I said, my voice steady but icy. "You're punishing me for something I didn't do." Father's eyes flickered with irritation. "I'm serious. Ember is your family, Simon. Apologize or stay out longer." I looked around at the witnesses, loyal colleagues, confused clients, silent allies. Their eyes begged me to speak, to fight. But I didn't. Not yet. Ember's smirk widened as if she could taste my defeat. "Don't take too long, brother," she said, voice honeyed with malice. I forced a smile, the first step in a plan that would not only expose her but shake the foundation of everything she thought she had won. As the door closed behind me on that suffocating room, I realized something. Silence, patience, and strategy would be my weapons. And when I struck back, it would leave them all gasping. 20 days, 20 long, quiet days of silence. I didn't call, didn't text, didn't reply to the thinly veiled taunts that Ember sent through mutual contacts. Each message, dripping with venom, landed unread and unanswered. At first, my colleagues whispered behind closed doors. "He's gone mad," someone muttered. Clients worried. My absence stirred panic, but I didn't care. The real work happened in shadows, in hidden files, in the moments no one thought I was paying attention. I discovered it piece by piece. Forged reports, delayed contracts, manipulated numbers. Ember had been sabotaging projects for months, quietly stealing success while smiling to the world. The truth was a cruel puzzle, and I held all the pieces. My suspension from work has ended. Late at night, I sat alone in the office, the hum of the city below punctuating my thoughts. I found a ledger that confirmed the final betrayal. A client contract she had deliberately ruined, sending the company into temporary chaos. My chest tightened, not from anger, but from heartbreak. I had trusted family. I had believed in loyalty. Ember had weaponized both against me. A soft knock at the office door startled me. It was Karen, my assistant, eyes wide with concern. "Simon, are you okay?" I shook my head slightly, forcing a smile. "I'm fine. But it's time they see the real Ember." She hesitated. "You're not going to confront her now, right?" "No," I said, calm and cold. "Silence is my ally. Let her dig her own hole." Even as Ember flaunted her false triumphs, I prepared my moves, quietly recording conversations, printing evidence, and sending selective leaks to board members. Every misstep she made, every smile she flaunted, was fueling the storm I was about to unleash. The quiet was no longer empty, it was electric, and when I finally spoke, it wouldn't just be a confrontation. It would be a reckoning. The first ripple hit quietly. A single email, unsigned, landed in the inboxes of the board members. It outlined Ember's mistakes, missed deadlines, altered reports, mismanaged client funds. No accusations, no name attached, just facts. The whispers began almost immediately. "Did you see the numbers from last quarter?" One board member muttered. "Something's off." I watched from my secluded office, heart hammering. It was working. Ember was unraveling, thread by thread, and no one suspected I was behind it. Harrison, my father, called me that afternoon. His voice was strained, brittle. "Simon, I don't understand. Ember, she's always been so perfect. What's happening? I stayed calm. Perhaps perfection was never real, Dad. Perhaps you just didn't want to see it. He said nothing for a long moment, and that silence, it was delicious. Meanwhile, Ember tried to retaliate. A message to a mutual client, sly, manipulative, hinting I was unavailable and unreliable. I ignored it, letting her dig her own pit deeper. The tension within the family was electric. Harrison's trust in Ember faltered with every new complaint, every quiet email questioning her competence. I heard as I walked down the hallway him muttering in frustration. I raised her to be careful, meticulous. What happened? Karen peeked into my office late one evening. Simon, it's hard to watch them crumble like this, isn't it? I looked at her, a flicker of vulnerability breaking through my calm exterior. It's bitter. I wanted them to believe in me. I wanted to believe in them. But betrayal leaves scars that demand answers. And then came the most satisfying moment. A major client, one Ember had missiled, directly requested a meeting with me alone. Their trust, once stolen, was quietly returning. The stage was set, the players were in position, and soon the storm would hit with a force they'd never imagined. The boardroom felt smaller than ever, the air thick with anticipation. Harrison's eyes flicked nervously between Ember and me, his fingers drumming a frantic rhythm on the polished table. Ember's smirk was sharp, self-assured, the kind that promised triumph. She had rehearsed this moment in her mind 1,000 times. Simon, Harrison began, voice wavering, I think it's time. You apologized to your sister. Let's end this. I leaned back, letting the silence stretch like a blade. Ember's smirk faltered. I could see the flicker of unease. No, Dad, I said softly, each word deliberate. What needs to end is the illusion of perfection you've worshipped for years. Gasps rippled through the room. Ember's eyes narrowed, her confidence cracking. From my briefcase, I drew the files, carefully compiled, damning, irrefutable. Contracts she altered, emails she falsified, promises she broke. One by one, I laid them on the table, letting the truth speak louder than any accusation. This, I said, voice steady yet icy, is why clients lost faith. This is why the company stumbled. And this, I looked at Ember, is why you will not walk away unchallenged. Harrison's jaw tightened. Ember's hands trembled as the magnitude of her failures hit her. Simon, this isn't, you can't. I smiled faintly, a mixture of sorrow and triumph. I always knew the truth. I just had to wait for the right moment. And by the way, Dad, I dismissing, you and Amber can clean up your own mess. And then, without another word, I stood, straightened my jacket, and walked toward the door. Chairs scraped, murmurs surged, but I kept going. Each step echoed like a verdict. Harrison sat frozen, a storm of disbelief clouding his features. Ember's smirk was gone, replaced by wide-eyed panic. The elevator doors closed and the tension inside the boardroom hung like a living thing. I had won, but not with rage, with patience, with strategy. This morning I started my own company and many of my father's employees left him to join me. My father didn't know about it yet though. 2 months later, I stood in my sleek, high-rise office, the city sprawling beneath me. My new venture, once just a calculated gamble, was now a thriving empire. The emails, the contracts, the deals, all flowed under my command. Every move I had made, every silent day of retaliation had built to this moment. Harrison called. His voice trembled. Simon, can we talk? I was wrong. Come back to our company. I set the phone down, smiling faintly. You always have a choice, Dad. But some lessons are learned too late. And then Ember appeared at my door, desperate, her polished armor shattered. Simon, you don't understand. I can fix this. I leaned against the desk, calm as the storm she had created years ago. No, Ember. You had every chance to lead with integrity. Instead, you chose sabotage. Today, the world sees the real you. Her schemes had backfired spectacularly. Clients she tried to deceive had left glowing reviews praising my leadership. The board publicly commended my strategy, and her misdeeds were quietly but firmly exposed. As she fled, humiliated, I poured a cup of coffee, gazing out at the city skyline. The silence was mine, earned through patience, strategy, and unshakable resolve. For the first time in years, I felt it fully: independence, victory, and a quiet, perfect justice.
Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.